Have you often wondered how you can transform an existing raw site image or any other existing space, and how you can implement your own conceptual design with the existing perspective? Well, it can be tricky, but then in this video I'm going to show you how you can effortlessly do it. But guys, how have you been? It's been a while, isn't it? I have missed you all so much. So tell me, have you guys missed me? Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this video. So first I've taken this canvas. It can be any dimensions, but I've taken this portrait A4 canvas and I have just imported this existing site image. So this is my very own personal image of a site right here. So what I'm going to do, go to this actions tab, canvas, just switch on and off the drawing guide once, so you will be able to use this drawing assist option. And I'm just using this red pen to just draw these 4 frames around the existing walls. So here you can see how the original image is slightly diverted. I'm going to use this wrap option under this move tool, and I'm gonna slightly adjust it like I'm showing you in this image. So I'm adjusting it according to the red line, because you can see before it was, or you can still see how the image is diverted slightly. So let's just use this wrap option and just drag some of these edges to that of this straight lines or the guidelines that I have drawn over it. Make sure the guidelines are in a separate layer. So I think it's good to go. Just reduce the opacity of the original image. Like that. So now you can clearly see how all the corners have been adjusted. Maybe a little bit right here. So this option you can see here, guys, through this move tool button. When you press that, you'll get the wrap option to the complete right. So just click on that and you can move within that frame however you want to. So this is how you can transform your existing image. So make sure all the lines are straight first. Switch on your drawing guide option. Go to the perspective view. Since it's a 1-point perspective, we are going to use just one vanishing point and adjust it according to the existing perspective. So how you're going to do that, I'm just going to zoom in and show you. This perspective line is parallel to that of the perspective of the image. So I'm just going to drag it and adjust it until this perspective guideline is parallel to that of the existing perspective of the image. I hope you understand what I mean to say. And just go into a new layer, and I'm using the same red color and I'm using this technical pen, and make sure your drawing assist option is on, you guys. I forgot to switch it on, so I'm just going to the layer and switching on my drawing assist, so you will be able to draw according to the perspective automatically. So here you can see that I have set the perspective so perfectly that once I start to draw the lines, it exactly sits within the perspective of this existing image. So you can see here even the opening frame is accurate. So this is how you adjust your image. See? So I'm just switching off this layer and just showing you how accurate it is. And in a new layer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start drawing the guides. So right now I think here there is a little bit of correction that I need to do, so I'm just adjusting that first, and I'm going to take another new color just for this opening, just to indicate each and every element differently. So here you can see it's perfect. So in a new layer, just make sure your drawing assist option is on, and I have started to draw the elements. So this is just going to be trial and error, you guys. It's all up to you where you want what to go in what spaces. So just take your time and slowly start drawing your guide, but make sure like your furniture is in a different color. The guides for your furniture is in different color, the openings are in different color, the walls are in different color, so that when you draw the actual sketch, then you won't be confused. So right now I am drawing this TV cabinet towards this wall, so it's going to be in this blue color. And here maybe I'm gonna have this L-shaped sofa. The upper portion of the sofa. The pedestal that goes beneath the sofa, and the carpet, the cladding on the wall. So guys, literally I'm detailing each and every part of this interior. So make sure you have a strong guide frame to draw your actual sketch. I'm using this red color for the false ceiling. So here, as you can see, I have dropped the ceiling a little bit beneath the original ceiling level. So when you're drawing, even though if it is like a conceptual sketch, make sure to keep in mind all the technical part as well, so that your client or your professor or whoever sees your work, they know that you have put in a lot of thinking and a lot of effort into it. I'm drawing this upper cabinet as well. Also make sure to go into Pinterest and have like a reference image of an interior finish, so you will have an idea of what materials you want to use, which color palette you want to use, just for starting off or for practice, just as a reference. So that's the TV, you guys. So if I switch this off, you can see how clear all my guides are. So even without the original picture, I know what's coming where. I have the perspective set up and I'm ready to do my original sketch. So go into a new layer, select a black color. I'm going to reduce the thickness and the opacity a little bit of the perspective guide, and in a new layer, again using the technical pen. I think that's the best for sketching, you guys. It's really thin and seamless and very flexible for sketching. So I have reduced the opacity of the guides. So now I have started sketching within these guides, and make sure the sketch is in a new layer. Don't forget about that. And guys, you can skip this part if you want, but I have just shown you how much I have struggled to draw this sofa. To be very honest, I am too bad at drawing sofas, seriously. But then I have tried my best to be as accurate as possible. So there were a lot of trial and errors, a lot of undos and redos in this process. So I have slightly fast forwarded this whole process, but if you want, you can push forward. But I have seen a lot of you comment saying that you're not as good as whatever I do, but guys, you can clearly see how much of trial and error I am doing right here. So please remind yourself that no one is perfect. So only when you keep practicing, maybe you can get better at it. So maybe even I can only get better at it, but no one can be perfect. So yeah, I've tried my best to draw this sofa. And I've just used the drawing assist option, and with that I have started to draw the ceiling. So except for the sofa part, all the other elements are very easy, since I'm just following this guides that I drew before. Drawing the cabinets. Yeah, I think hereafter in this sketch everything is kind of straightforward. So I'm just over laying with my black and white sketch over the already drawn guides. So now you know the importance of drawing guides before making your actual sketch, so you don't have to waste a lot of time thinking what's gonna come where and erasing it and redrawing it again and again. So when you have guides like this, it's very easy for you to keep continuing your sketch one after the other, one element after the other. So yeah. I hope everything is clear until this point, you guys. And I know most of it is fast forwarded, it's just because of the time constraint. Not many people will like to watch the whole video if it is like really very slow. So please make sure to go to your playback option and reduce the playback speed if you want it to go really slow. So all of a sudden I thought I can just bring in this little change in the cladding element. So again I referenced a Pinterest image, so I thought this design would go well with it. So I thought I will just change it, just a little modification, not a very major one. Yeah, I think this should do. And we are going to do the same old drill, you guys. So I've just imported this material which I downloaded from our best friend Pinterest. So I'm just pinching these two layers together and duplicating it and placing it right below like that, and again pinching both the layers together and just reducing the opacity and using the distort move option. I'm adjusting the floor with the corners of the sketch. There you go. And using the freehand selection tool, I'm just selecting whichever piece is unnecessary, and using the eraser, I'm just erasing it. Just use the freehand selection tool. Select the part that you don't want and erase it off, and you're good to go. Increase the opacity back to its normal state. Again, importing this cladding material that I liked. Duplicating it and placing the other one right here. So it all depends on the design that you want. Again, duplicating it and placing it here using the distort option because it's in a certain angle. So distort move option is the best one to go to for angular composition. And I pinched all three layers into one to just combine this whole cladding layer into one. It makes it easy for us to work with. And again, using a freehand selection tool, I'm selecting the pieces that I don't want and I'm erasing it. So if you guys have been following my videos, we do this a lot. Just import the materials, place it accordingly, and select the portions that you don't want and erase it. So it not just makes our drawing process easy, but also very it's not at all time consuming. We can finish it within 1 hour, 1.5 hours should be fine to finish this whole sketch. So when you literally don't have time, when you have a client meeting the next day, when you have to show your projects to your or submit your assignments to your professors at the uni, this is the trick, you guys. So as you can see, I've been repeating the same thing over and over again. And now I'm selecting the wall. And I'm long pressing on this color that I want. Again, I'm selecting this portion, removing this portion, and I'm color dropping it. I did the same thing for the main wall as well. Also, color dropping is another very time effective method. Again, long press on the color that you want, like that, and just color drop it. And you can move your sketching, your sketch layer above every other layer so that you can see through very easily. Again, this little portion I'm color dropping it into a different color just to differentiate. And now I'm going to do the same thing for this pedestal as well. And here you can see I am using these effects. I've never used it before, but for the first time I'm going to use this multiply option. So here you can see I didn't have to eliminate that white portion, it automatically got eliminated. I'm going to long press on this color, and using the technical pen I'm extending this line and also modifying it a little bit like that. Again, selecting this window portion. Sorry, it's like a sliding door. Here I'm switching on this original picture, increasing the opacity and duplicating it. So the duplicated file is what we are going to work with, and just hide the original layer. Just select this portion, select invert, and use the erase tool to erase the rest. Just switch off this drawing assist and just erase the rest like that, so you can retain only the exterior portion that you can see through the window, through the door. I keep saying window again and again. And in a new layer, Select this rectangular portion and color drop it with this white color. Again, here you can make use of any effects right here, but if not, you can just reduce the opacity. So it kind of gives you that glass effect. In a new layer, again select that rectangular portion. Select this flat brush pen and using the white and reduce the opacity of that brush and start drawing these diagonal lines. You can also use the combination of gray so that you can bring in this glass effect very effortlessly. So when a person sees this portion, they will be easily able to understand that it's a glass portion and it's like a glass door, a glass sliding door. I'm also using a combination of technical pen, thin lines like this and some diagonal lines as well. There you go. And again long press on this gray using the flat brush pen. Just go back to that cladding layer and fill that white portion right there. So that is indicating the thickness of that cladded area. So just make sure to show that as well. And again I'm selecting this cabinet portion. Long pressing on the color that I want and I'm color dropping it. Guys, if you had noticed, I am using the color within color, like if you know what I mean. I selected a carpet texture, a wallpaper texture, and within that whatever color is there, I'm using the same colors for the interiors as well, so that the colors don't look very like different or very disconnected with each other. So they complement each other instead. They complement each other very well if you use this method. So that's another secret or a little trick that you can follow. Again, I've imported this curtain image. I'm just taking this layer on top so nothing is obstructing it, and using the freehand selection tool I am selecting this outline of this curtain and I've erased that portion. I haven't shown you some parts because you know the drill. It's the same, it's the repetitive process and you shouldn't get bored, so that's why I just cut here and there. And guys, this is another tip that I'm going to show you. So here, using the distort option on this cushion, I have placed it like this, parallel to the cushion. Reduce the opacity and again use this wrap tool to sort of wrap it around this cushion, so it gives you that wrapped effect. So usually when we try placing some textures on a curved object, then I don't think it complements the shape of the object very well. But then this wrap option is so handy and I recently tried this feature and I feel the effect is even more legit, I would say. So here I'm just using this freehand selection tool, selecting the portion, like that, and invert and erase. So when I increase the opacity, you can see very clearly what I mean. Like, look at that, you guys. Very beautifully this cushion looks like as if it's wrapped with the fabric, isn't it? And I'm using the same thing literally for every portion of the sofa and this cushion. So I fast forwarded it. Again, it's going to be very boring for you guys, so just look at that. Just spend a few seconds with the wrap option and it's going to give you great results, you guys. So for the front portion, I'm using this wrap tool in a different angle, and again in this top portion I'm using it in a different way, so it exactly looks like the fabric is like legit wrapped around the sofa. So that's done, and I've imported this vase using the automatic selection tool, just selecting the portions that I don't want. Use the erase tool to erase the portions that is not necessary and just place it wherever you want. And I'm repeating the same thing for this image as well. So it's like a wall mounted lamp. Again, using the automatic selection tool, erasing the portion that I don't want, and I'm placing it right here. And I'm using the soft brush tool and using a darker brown color. I'm just slightly imitating the grain texture of a wood, but I'm not giving it much importance because it's not going to be too evident, and since it's just going to be like a conceptual a very light sketch, so let's not give too much importance on the texture, but just indicate it or just show it as a wooden texture as much as you can, and you're good to go. And now it's time to give the shadows for the walls. Just add a new layer above the wall layer and select the clipping mask and select a darker shade of the wall, and using a flat brush pen just shade it like a gradient kind of an effect. So the top part is darker, and as you brush down it becomes lighter gradually. Just play with the pressure that you give on the pen. Same thing, just play with the layers. So here for the curtain layer, I created a layer beneath this curtain layer so that the shadows fall behind the curtain, if you know what I mean. Again, clipping mask above this flooring. So before I used to use the alpha lock layer, if you remember, but now I started to use clipping mask because the original layer stays as it is and the clipping mask is just the effect on the original layer. So you can turn on or off the effect layer whenever you want to, but the original one stays as it is. So as you can see, I'm just giving the shadows for each and every element. For those who have been following my channel, you know I give a lot of importance for shadows, you guys. So that's why I fast forwarded, because you know the drill. Like, just add the clipping mask above each layer of each element, and on the clipping mask layer, using a darker color or even black. Just don't give too much pressure on the pencil. Try to give this gradient kind of an effect, and yeah, just have fun, you guys. But make sure to give the shadows in the right area, not towards the light but away from the light. You will have a darker tone. Like even on the light, first I am giving this outline, because as you can see the outline is not very well defined. Since I used this automatic selection tool and I erased all the white portion, there is still some of it remaining and it looks very unfinished and untidy. So again, using the technical pen, I'm just outlining it like this. And again, using the clipping mask option, using a flat brush pen, I'm just giving this shadows. So any image, it can drastically change, or you know, we can give it this 3-dimension kind of an effect just by using shadows, you guys. So that is it. We have finished with the sketch. What do you think about this video? And I really wanted to give you a very meaningful video after a long time. I wanted to teach you guys something that might be very useful for you. A long video, but then to show you a lot of tips and tricks. I have fast forwarded a lot of things because I know you guys know a lot of things already. Then if not, please make sure to see my other videos, since I have explained everything in detail one by one throughout the last year. So I hope you like this video. And guys, while I was away, you all have supported me so much throughout this month, and I have been so overwhelmed, and I feel I've got the best YouTube family, and I'm so happy for having you all in my life. I hope everything is going well with you as well, and please keep supporting me the way you do always. And for people who have been watching the videos without subscribing to my channel, please make sure to subscribe. Only then I will feel even more motivated to give you all the best that I can. So yeah, I will see you in my next one. Until then, always keep smiling because it reduces a lot of stress. Bye.